Okay, thank you, everyone. This is Todd Byerther with the Washington State Building Code Council Legislative Committee for January 26, 2023. I guess, can we take roll, please, of the committee members?
Yes, so Todd Byerther,
Here.
Tony Doan, Damon Doyle, Shell Anderson, Corey Wilker,
Here.
Jay Arnold,
Here.
Micah Chappelle. I think he had said he would be tentative, and then Representative Alex Ramel.
All right, everyone's busy.
So we do not have a quorum, then that's
Okay.
only 3 out of 8.
Okay. Well, we won't, only thing we would take action on is reviewing and approve the minutes, right? So do we have to pass on that? Can we, well, first of all, let me welcome anyone from the public to, if you'd like to be acknowledged, please go ahead. Okay. So hearing none, can we can take action on review and approve the agenda. Is that correct?
Oh, well, yeah, but we don't have a quorum for that.
Oh, okay. Okay. So let's just, until if someone else joins and we achieve quorum, great. Otherwise, I think let's just move straight into the legislative update, if that's okay.
I can show the bill log and introduce the 3 new bills that were added.
Thank you. And just for everyone's, if you're not watching, 1167 is up for potential executive action in the House Housing Committee shortly. That's the one we discussed at the full council meeting about the IRC and the IBC.
So for the for HB 1167, we missed the hearing, but we submitted public comments to the Housing Committee. And here is the other one. So following the council direction, I provided testimony on Senate Bill 5258, which is currently reads the same as HB 1298. I tried to capture everything that was said at the council meeting. I hope I did it successfully.
Stoyan, I didn't see that. So you gave live testimony or you submitted written?
I submitted a written comment and I provided live testimony.
Oh, good. I missed that. Thanks.
Okay, these are the new bills. SB, do you see my document on the screen?
We do.
Yes.
Okay, and I sent you yesterday. It's the same document. So SB 5553, authorizing standards for temporary emergency shelters for local adoption. It's a very short bill, and it requires the council to adopt standards for temporary emergency shelters and make them available for local adoption. So this is an appendix to the building code, residential code, or both. The effective date is July 1st, 2026, which aligns with our 2024 code adoption cycle. The next one is SB 5491. Allowing for residential buildings of a certain height to be served by a single exit under certain conditions. If you remember, Micah was talking a lot about this one exit local amendment in Seattle. So it seems like this is copy paste from the Seattle code, including the bad part for us is there are section references and as you know, if you have section references in the law, the codes get renumbered very often, so that's not always a good thing. The last one is HB 1541. And here is the title of the bill, establishing the Nothing About Us Without Us Act. It's related to the State Building Code Council. I don't know if the State Building Code Council will have anything to do with it, since the council doesn't appoint the council members. The council members are appointed by the governor, and there is a list of seats that need to be filled, but this is the bill. I don't want to read the summary or anything. You can do it better than me. And I double checked with our attorney whether or not the technical advisory groups are included in this statutory entities as defined in this bill, and the answer was no. They're not qualified as statutory entities, so we don't need to do anything with the technical advisory groups. But again, the council is considered a statutory entity. I still haven't evaluated the bill in detail, so policy and operational impacts, I don't have anything, fiscal impact, nothing yet, but I will work on it tomorrow. This is what I can add.
Okay, thank you, Stoyan. Let's open it up. Any committee members have anything to say about those bills or the others on the list? Stoyan, by the way, I think the link you sent us isn't active, but I think it was easy to find through the meeting, so maybe that's where you meant the link to go. But go ahead, Jay. While we're
Sorry about that.
No, it's fine.
Okay. Thank you, Chair. I'm noting on 5491, the residential exit bill that you referred to, Stoyan, that it's actually scheduled for a public hearing a week from today, where some of the others have not been scheduled for action. And I'm just wondering if we could be prepared to provide some input. I recognize we don't have the hearing is scheduled after our meeting next week, so maybe we could get to a point where we're offering some testimony, because as you said, there's some technical feedback we might have.
Hey, Jay, I'll go ahead, sorry.
What I found out, I asked Micah to send me, the Seattle code. He sent me the code, and most of the language, almost all the language that is in the Seattle code is in this bill. The section references in the code are okay. You can, make the changes, but in the RCW, I don't know. So that was my first impression when I saw the bill.
And Jay, I was going to mention that, if you look at our rules, this committee can be really nimble. So, we, and maybe that means I, as the chair, we can call a meeting anytime. And so we have to get a quorum, obviously, but if there's something like that, then, we need to meet on Monday, let's do it. In my opinion. Monday, Tuesday, whatever, whatever is relevant to the hearing you're talking about.
Right.
I see Diamond is here, so don't we have a quorum already?
I think with Damon here, we do.
All right. Thank you, Damon.
Yeah, I'm having technical difficulties. We just moved into a new office, and in fact, realized that Zoom was not even downloaded to my desktop. So apologize for being late. If you want to bring me up to speed really quick, that'd be awesome.
No, but with quorum, let's just quickly backtrack a little bit and hear a motion to approve the agenda, please.
So moved.
A second? Well, I'll second. I think I'm able to do that on our committees, right?
You can, yes.
Okay, so moving to second, any discussion on the agenda? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye,
Aye.
there we go. Any opposed, nay? Okay, so agenda is approved, and then do we want to do the meeting? Do we have any minutes? We do have minutes to review.
Yes,
don't
we do.
Okay, can we hear a motion to approve the January 13th meeting minutes, please?
Move approval of the January 13th of the SBCC Legislative Committee.
Thank you, Jay. All right, I'll jump in again and second that. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, nay? Okay, so approved. Is there another one, Soyan? I don't think so,
No.
right?
That's it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so now back to our bill report here. Jay, did you have a request then for 5491?
Yes, just that that we provide testimony at that public hearing. And it sounds like Stoyan, you're already in communication with Mike on some of the details here, which is appropriate given that this code came from the city of Seattle.
Again, so far I saw the references. I haven't evaluated the bill and the complete bill. So any direction from the committee will be really appreciated. So
May I ask?
I see Damon is raising his hand.
Yeah, I'm looking at the report from week 3, January 23, 27. I don't see 5491 listed on that particular list of bills.
Are you looking at the report that is posted on the website?
I believe perhaps, yes.
So this report is between 23rd and 27th for this week. I don't have the report for the next week.
I'm looking at week 3, 23, 27. Is that correct?
Yes, but again, it ends tomorrow, so 5491 is not there. I will open the website. Give me a second.
Sure.
Damon, in the bill report document, it's got the analysis or the beginning of the analysis on page 6.
Gotcha. I'm going there right now.
Here is the hearing that Jay was talking about.
Okay. And all we've got as far as documents available is the original bill. Just reading, yeah.
So here is how this is from Seattle.
The underlined portion.
Yeah.
Okay. Without me taking the committee's time to read through this, does this still require a jurisdiction that wants to amend the code to be more restrictive to come before the council for approval?
Actually not. Here is the section. So this is the section that allows right here. So the general statement, the general requirement is the local amendments shall not result in a code that is less than a minimum performance standard. However, there is currently one exception right here, and this bill adds, one exit rule which is less restrictive than the model code. I don't think it will need the council approval if it's RCW requirement.
Okay, so just a little history on this one. I don't know how many of you were here when we switched from the Uniform Building Code to the ICC codes. The industry for many years fought that as we were pushing for a maxi lid. In other words, that the code would be a maximum and no jurisdiction could go beyond that. Anybody here that built under the UBC will recall that every jurisdiction had dozens and dozens of local amendments. And it was like, if you built in Lacey, Tumwater, Shelton, Centralia, Lewis County, Thurston County, Mason County, it was like building on different planets because essentially everybody had a new code. When the ICC or IBC and IRC were adopted and rolled out, they initially adopted all local amendments that were standing under the Uniform Building Code. Litigation pursued, and the council at that point in time, I believe John Neff was president, reversed their decision, gave all jurisdictions something like 90 days to come back with local amendments. And there's an 11-page document somewhere on our website that lists all of the local amendments that were approved by the council. So the point being here is that it's fine if a local jurisdiction wants to put forth a local amendment that is more restrictive, but it does need council approval. And I believe there's 3 to 5 conditions on which that approval is granted.
The council approval is for residential. Yes, there are specific buildings that need the council approval, but again, this is something else. This is
okay. So my question then goes back to my original question: is does this bill potentially change that?
I would say again, as a personal opinion, that it doesn't need the council approval because it authorizes cities and counties to adopt a local ordinance with it provides even the language of the local ordinance. So again, I'm not an attorney, but in my opinion, it doesn't need the council approval.
Okay, I'll allow the discussion to carry on here, see where we're at.
Okay, anyone else? Do we have any recommendations to inform this? Is that what we're asking here?
And Stoyan, was there feedback that Micah had given the experience in Seattle? It sounded like you already been in contact with him.
I didn't talk to him. I just asked him for the document. So he sent me the Seattle code, but he sent me the Seattle code this morning.
I understand.
I didn't have the chance to talk to him, but he provided, I think, good information during the council meeting when we were talking about pre-approved plans and ADUs and those kind of things. So this is where he mentioned the one exit code requirement, and he said that they spent money and made effort to work on this language. So all I can say, it's never preferable to have a code language in the law, but again, the language, I didn't evaluate the language as it is proposed.
Did this come from the city of Seattle? Are they the proponents?
I see the sponsors, but I'm not sure. I'm sure they didn't write it. I don't know who is the proponent.
No, yeah, I mean, obviously those are the sponsors, but somebody's constituent went and requested this.
Yes, but I don't know. I don't have the information yet.
If it's helpful, the prime sponsor is from Shoreline. And a lot of the times constituents will ask that, but it could be because it's a special interest to him. So not sure if that's helpful.
Okay. By the way, if anyone from the public would like to be recognized, we run these committee meetings. It's fairly open. So if you have anything to contribute or ask, please raise your hand. Go ahead, Jay.
And I just am noting as I'm scanning through this and looking at historians that this gives the cities the option to do so. It doesn't look to me like it's a requirement. It's adding a new requirement statewide.
Yes, it's optional.
Okay, any other comment on this bill? Doesn't sound like we have a recommendation for action, but it's one we'll monitor, correct?
We will monitor it, yes.
Okay. Okay, anyone else? If we're ready to move on, anyone else like to introduce anything?
So my question for the committee is, I will testify. I will make a statement that it's never a good idea to have code language in the law, including code references. But what about the intent of the bill or anything that you can recommend?
So I'm not, I personally don't, and then I think the question is we want to, of course, raise whether we would bring this back to the full council for, to take a position on intent, right? That's how I interpreted it, last week. So I think that's, I personally don't feel the need to raise this to the full council. Does anyone have a position on this? Okay, well, hearing none. Thank you, Stein, and just let us know. Again, we'll call a special meeting if there's something pressing that you would like input from this committee on.
Okay.
Before you testify. Thank you. Okay, anything else? One bill I would put out here, and I'm not sure it's needs to be in kind of the scope or monitoring of the State Building Code Council is, as these things start to merge together, 1026 is a very simple bill that looks at design. It's focused heavily on Seattle, but what I'm seeing is this need for discretionary review in a public meeting. We're starting to see that now, even though a lot of those are focused on development codes, design standards, and so forth. We're starting to see the convergence with some of these life safety bills and where a jurisdiction could get a little messy in terms of discretionary review. Kind of pre-approved plan structures, things like that. So there's no ask there. I just would maybe throw 1026 on the list just to kind of monitor as we see these things come together. Okay, well, if there's nothing else, maybe everyone comfortable this week? Okay.
Apologize for both coming in
Do we
late.
have a?
Todd, if I may.
Thank you,
just
though,
real quick.
Damon.
I
Yeah.
apologize for coming in late, having technical difficulties as I am, and also not being aware until last week that I was a member of this committee. So I will do my due diligence and try to be here to participate.
Well, welcome.
I remember that you volunteered when we were.
Remember, I have this nervous twitch that makes me do that. So if that happens, remind me.
You might have been voluntold, so. But thank you, David. Okay, with that, we'll move on. Is there other business agenda item? I forget. If there is, does anyone have any other business? Okay. Well, hearing none, thank you all. We are adjourned. Have a good week.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.